How is their new relationship going? That's what we want to know today. We want to be a little bit nosy. The couple that you're thinking about, or the person that you're thinking about, whether they're an ex, whether they're a friend, whether they're a family member, how is their new relationship going? What messages are here for you? If you claim this, let me know. We have charms on the table to give you connection to the reading. We've got Gemini, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Pisces and Scorpio. We've got dinosaur, a boat, a frog, a snow globe, a helicopter, a war axe and some letters for people's initials, first name, last name, middle name, your name, nickname. So let's have a look. How is their relationship going? Down this side is the person that you know the most. Down the other side is their new partner. Oh. And then down the middle is the connecting energy. Oh, dear me. Right, well. Yeah. So, let's talk through the spread. Because it's a bit of a... I don't want to swear, but a bit of an S show. So, in recent past, the person that you know the most has had the King of Cups. Whether it's them turning the charm on or the person that they're connecting with turning the charm on them. There's one of these people is really happy to be in a relationship and they don't truly know the other person that well. At that point, the other person had the Five of Wands, which is petty drama. It can be friends setting them up. It can be people gossiping, but they thrive on the drama. They thrive on the attention. The person you know the least is an absolute drama queen. They cause trouble in a room on their own, and it's never their fault. In the middle of them both is the King of Swords energy. Now, this is an energy of not being fair. I do feel the person that you know the most is either manipulated or being manipulated. Is either doing it or being it, And I have a feeling that this person over here loves the drama so much. They don't know how to be honest. And I do feel quite bad for the person that you know the most because it feels like for them it may well be a love connection or they're feeling that. They're being duped. There's things here that they don't know. There's conversations gone on behind the scenes that they don't know about. And if they knew about them early days, it would have changed their opinion of this person. But it feels like now they've been manipulated so much that even if you went to them and told them bad things about the other person, they'd say, no, that's not true. That's not true. So right at this very moment, this person's being quite blind. I do private readings. I do a 10-minute reading where we cover one question, and then I do a 20-minute reading where we cover all of your questions regarding one situation. The hopetarot-daily.co.uk. So the Two of Swords is like hearing all of the information coming in, and then going into a place of calm where we then have to make our mind up. For whatever reason, right now, the person that you know the most is refusing. They're like taking all of the information in, but they're denying it. They're like living in this place of denial. They don't want to look at it. They don't want to address it. They don't want to make any choices. They just want an easy life. They don't want to really see what is going on here. The person who you know the least, or the person that they're connected to, is the Empress reversed. If there's a pregnancy scare, that's a lie. When the Empress comes out, it's all about unconditional love. But when it comes out reversed, it's like people that are like, well, if you spend enough money on me, I'll love you. If you give me enough attention, I'll love you. If you do this for me, I'll love you. And they're very conceited and they're very shallow and they don't really understand what true love is. They've never had it, they'll never experience it, and they'll never give it to anyone. In the middle of them both is the Chariot reversed. This person doesn't realise how controlled they are. They don't want to see it, they don't want to hear it. As I said, even if you told them right now the truth of everything that's going on, they don't want to hear it. There would have been a point really early days in this connection where they would have been open to hearing it, But this person, because they present themselves as the Empress, they're like, I love you unconditionally. If they don't, do what I want and I will be nice to you. The Chariot reversed is this person has all of the control in this situation, and they keep things confusing and fast moving. When they have an argument, this person can't quite keep up with what they're arguing about. They're a fast talker. They have a restless energy. Again, if they're not causing drama, they're not breathing. They just thrive on toxicness. So, moving forwards into the near future of this relationship, we have the Eight of Pentacles for the person that you know the most. They're going to be paying the most. They're going to be putting the most work in. They're going to be trying to smooth things over. They are committed to this relationship. They're going to be putting all of the hard work in. In the middle of them both is the Fool reversed, which is a lack of commitment. Somebody having a joke. Somebody just having games. It's just games. So whatever happens, this person will land on their feet. With the Sun reversed, it's like eventual happiness. They're not happy in this relationship. This relationship for them is a stepping stone. They're getting all of this out of it. This person's putting all the work in. They're reaping the rewards. This person's happiness is elsewhere. They're quite happy at the moment, but their rewards are elsewhere. They're not going to stay in this relationship long term. So let's do a Celtic cross, because I want to know when it is. How long is it going to take before the other person gets bored with them? And it feels like it may be the kind of person that doesn't move on until they've used up all the resources. And that just makes me feel really sad, because I don't know what your connection is to the person that you're connected to the most, but it just makes me feel sad that when the other person moves on, they're just going to be left with nothing. Like emotional wreck, financial wreck, self-respect wreck. And do I think it's a DV situation? Not necessarily, but it could well be coercive. So let's look at the long term of this connection. How long is it going to take for the other person to get bored and move on, to use it all up and go? So that's not a good sign. So with my Celtic cross, I don't read reversals because it's all about the placement. The first card is all about the situation. There could well be a marriage on the cards here, depending on how much money the person that you know the most has, or how much money they're willing to bring in for this person. This person may use this connection as a marriage, a wedding, the photos, the look at me, aren't I special for the day? If the person that you know the most has assets and property and everything, I'd be very cautious of these two getting married, because it feels like the other person's well and truly a gold digger. And I don't think I'm really telling you anything you don't know. I think I'm just confirming what you know and what you have had suspicions about. If the person that you know the most doesn't have the assets, and there'd be no payoff in a divorce for the gold digger, then this person will use the engagement as a photo opportunity to post social media for all their friends to have a party, for money. It's extracting money and attention. They may well end up arranging the wedding. They may well end up going on like group holidays to do with the wedding. But if there's no financial incentive to benefit from a divorce in the long run, they won't actually go through with the wedding. So you will know right now whether it's going to be worth their while marrying them. Now, this is all about the question, the High Priestess. Unfortunately, the person that you're connected to the most has this person on a pedestal. The deeper they get into this relationship, the more they're trying to make them happy, the more they're trying to please them, the more they're trying to give them money, the more they're trying to solve all their problems. The toxic person gets more and more put on a pedestal. So, the Lover's card. It's interesting that it come out reversed. I don't read the reversals, but I do take note. Now, when the Lover's card comes out reversed, it can be about infidelity. But the Lover's card, they're being duped. The person that you know is being duped. There may well also be somebody in the background of the toxic person who doesn't quite have the finances, but feels like it could be the love connection that's there. Also, the person that you know, they may be being put in a situation where they're having to choose between their friends and their family and this person. So the path that they're on is just investing. And it feels like, the person that you know will get to a point where they're like, I'm doing everything to try and make this a happy relationship, and why is it not working? How much more money can I put in? How much more effort can I put in? How many longer hours can I work? How much can I do? I can't do anything more, and I'm still not happy, and this person's still not happy. So there is going to be a point in the near to mid-term future where the person that you know the most is going to kind of wake up a little bit, but they're going to be so invested at that point. It's like they're then going to be, well, no, right, rationally, I've invested all this, we're nearly there, we'll be there soon. Okay, let's get engaged, we'll be there soon, then we'll be happy, we'll get married, then we'll be there, let's buy a house, let's do this, let's do that, and then we'll be there, and then we'll be happy. And every time they get to the finishing line, it is extended. It's like, no, we're not quite there yet. And when people are investing that much time and effort, they find it hard to walk away. They find it hard to abandon that. So they're going to keep chasing this. We're nearly there. We're going to do it. We'll be there. It'll be fine. I'll buy them a new car. So in a recent past, which is kind of now or in the near future, because we're looking at the long, long term, the toxic person knows how to freeze this person out. With the Five of Pentacles being there as well, I was like, oh my goodness, I hope loans aren't being taken out because they're not going to get repaid. There is going to, because there's this underpinning of financial hardship that is going to be the end result, but I kind of feel the path is being laid for that right now. And also, you're the person that you know the most is being isolated from people because the toxic person is surrounded by toxic people who are willing to do their bidding. So opportunities to come for the both of them. The Eight of Cups, lifestyle changes, personal development, taken from a situation what we need and running. At some point, the other person's going to run. Once they've got everything that they want, they're going to run. They're going to escape. They're going to go. So the secret underlying question, the Judgment card, are they ever going to face the consequences of their actions? I hope so. Karma, for me, is definitely a thing. Bad karma is a thing. Like, not as extreme as what some people are. I've done something bad today, so I'm going to get something. No, like, I'm in my mid-40s, and there's certain people on the parameters of my life who I've known all of my life. And you see what kind of person they are, and then you see over the years what karma serves up to them over time. And I'm talking like bad stuff. People that are just bad. And you think, oh, they're getting away with it, they're getting away with it. And they may look at the time that they're getting away with it, but things happen along the way and you think, they have that going on because of something they done a decade ago. Karma is a thing. And this toxic person that uses everybody up, at some point they will get used themselves. They don't know how to love, but at some point someone somewhere will make them fall in love with them and take them for everything that they have. Something like that will happen. Unfortunately, by that point, they'll probably have quite a lot of people they've discarded along the way, but they will get a taste of it at some point. The timing on this is the Two of Pentacles. Once the money starts running dry, once there's only enough coming in to cover what needs to be covered. So the attainment is the Emperor. And then the outcome is a Death card, which is a transformation and a change. It feels like initially when the toxic person runs away, the person that you know is going to try and say, hey, I'm here for you, you don't have to go, they can make excuses for them. But there'll be a point where the person that you know the most has to build their own foundation again. They have to let themselves move forward, and they will at some point have another relationship. But it feels like having to start again. With that Death card, it's like really starting again. But they can do it. They have the tenacity to do it. They have the toxic person isn't going to completely break this person, but they're going to leave them with nothing. They're going to leave them with almost nothing. With the Two of Pentacles there, I think there'll be something there that that Emperor card can juggle with and make the best of it. There's not completely nothing, but emotionally not broken, like temporarily, yep. But I kind of feel that once the toxic person goes, it's almost like a relief. It's like, I don't have to keep investing in this anymore. You know, that kind of feeling, rather than an absolute heartbreak. It's almost like, oh, phew, they've gone. And it's that moment of, I don't have to do that anymore. I didn't even realise how stressful that was, because I was hothoused so much that I thought I was in love and I thought that this was a good thing, but I was kept so busy and so distracted that until they left, I didn't realise. And that feels like that's that energy for this. So that's what I have for you. I'm going to wrap you in a massive bubble of protection. If you claim the reading, let me know. I like to know the right people have got the right reading. Don't put anyone's names in. If you go, oh, yep, no, that I know this person, don't respect their privacy to that point, even though this reading doesn't respect their privacy. I understand that. Private readings are always available, and I will see you soon. Going to wrap you in a massive bubble of protection.